Yo, what's up, everybody? James Black here, and I'm going to tell you right now, we have a big episode for you today. We're going to be talking about the AEW, all the stuff that's going on there. We're going to bring up some Ring of Honor news that's been going through, and we're going to be bringing up some WWE topics as well. So stay tuned. You definitely can't wait to see you right after this. Yo, what's up, guys? I'm going to say it right here. Welcome back to the Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast. As always, James Black. And I'm going to bring in a man here that's always been by my side. Never missed an episode yet. Give it up for Biohazard. What's up, Bio?
What's up, everyone?
Right now, soon we're going to have... We'll have Paul in here at some point, but give it some time. He kind of is running a little behind. Sounds about usual for him. He's always running behind on something. But you know how it is. The show must go on, and even if you show up late, you still get your ass kicked.
That is the truth.
So, as we start going on, we're going to go into our elbow drop topics of the night. Damn, I sound a little more peppy today. What's wrong with me? Good question.
I don't know. What is wrong with you?
Maybe we'll find out. You'll find out later on today, depending on the topic that goes through.
Me, I know.
Oh, of course you know. We talked about the show before we even did this. So, without further ado, we're going to be bringing up some AEW matches. We're going to bring up the WWE matches, but we're going to change it up a little bit for this episode. Just trying a different change, different feel. We're going to be only doing the top 3 matches that we think that were the best matches for each show. Then we're going to go talk about different things about us that you'll be able to get to know us, who we are, who's our favorite, like our wrestlers or whoever they've gone through. Plus, I'll say this right now, if you want to make sure that we want anything's questioned and everything else, make sure you message us on our Facebook page. And we'll definitely give you, if you get that question answered on the air, on the show. We'd like to get at least maybe 3. It'll help out big time if you can. But anyway, back to our show. Then we'll bring up a lot of different things with NXT and all. So first of all, let's start off with the top 3 AEW matches. So, at AEW Dynamite went through. We had the perfect matches. We had CM Punk going up against Bobby Fish. We had Sammy against Paige for the TNT title. You had Shada versus Debbie, which was for the TBS tournament. And you had Moxley beating 10, and then you had Dark Order and the Super Elite going at it. So I did write all this down for us, for the matches we picked out. So we're going to start off with number 3, because I ranked them myself. Yes, I ranked them. You don't like it? Fuck off. But anyway, the number 3 match was the Kingston versus Bryan Danielson, which was on Rampage, which Danielson did win the match. So I'm going to say, with you knowing how it goes through, how the matches are, what did you think about that match?
To be honest, I didn't see that match going the way like that.
Really?
I saw Kingston literally going to have the upper hand. But the way they went and done it was phenomenal. And the way Kingston turned around and goes, "Oh, you ain't going to beat me anyway. I ain't going to submit, or you're not going to pin me." And the way he went out was awesome. You're like, fuck you. You want me, you got to pass me. You want to win it, you got to choke me out. And that's what he pretty much did.
True. And I'll definitely say this as well. Before we continue with this topic real quick, we are actually streaming live right on Twitch for the very first time. So if you're on Twitch, give us a comment. We'll maybe pop up your comment on the screen. And definitely as well, make sure you follow our page. Make sure you get all the latest updates when we go live right on Twitch. And yeah, I gotta say, I watched the match. The match was actually really good, and I gotta say, Kingston lit up his chest like hell. It's like bloody. It wasn't even like bloody. It was more like a bruise going across his chest. Like that was some hits. Like I never seen a wrestler like yes, like with AEW, anything can happen. But like I never seen that like in the WWE or Impact like that. But that's how Kingston is? Am I right?
When it comes to his chops, well, I can tell you all hands out. When it comes to the business, he doesn't play around. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
take it as jokes or nothing. It's serious. Yeah, he might show up and play around, joke around, and all that. But when that door's open,
Mm-hmm.
it's straight ball game, and he will do whatever it takes to get the crowd going. And I like that match, even though I thought Daniel Bryan was literally good to get, or Bryan Danielson good to get his ass handed to him. But it turned out the best way I could see it turning out.
True. And as I think for that one, anyone could have won that. And that match, it was hard for me to decide who I wanted to win with that. But knowing with how AEW is pushing Bryan Danielson, sorry, it's how he's pushing it, how he's wrestling and all that. I think they're trying to give him a big push to make a point with a lot of people. But it's the same thing they're doing with Punk. And like Punk hasn't lost a match yet either.
Yeah, but look at Punk though. Punk's been sitting back a little bit. Punk's able to get him promos out there. Daniel hasn't really cut a promo yet.
He hasn't cut a promo on stage, but he's been doing the promos more on the regular mic. It's more like a commercial promos. Like he's asking people to come out like this, come out like that, but it doesn't seem like it's balanced. You know what I mean?
It's not working for it right now.
No.
And AEW, to be honest, I like AEW because the way they went about things. But you're trying to push too much at one shot, and you're pushing way too much, and it's going to wind up backfiring. And then when you get that one backfired, then to be honest, you just gave any other company, but mainly you just gave WWE what they were looking for.
Right.
And if you give them that little bump, they could take that little bump and turn it into a friggin', what is it called? A sinkhole.
Yep.
And once you get that sinkhole, they're going to swallow up all your talent, suck them all in, dry them out, and release them. And what are they going to be left? And there won't be nobody's fault but yours.
True. That is true. And then one thing to bring out to that is since that was part of the AEW eliminating tournament for the AEW World Title shot, if you look at this, it's like now it's like the cards are set like this. You got Bryan Danielson versus Moxley or Orange Cassidy for the finals for the AEW eliminated tournament at Full Gear. So you're going to get a really great match no matter what who you got. Before we go back to the topic, I'm just saying I brought this up since it was Bryan Danielson. What do you think it's going to turn out to be? It's going to be in the finals. Do you think it's going to be Moxley? Do you think it's going to be Cassidy?
To be honest, I'm a big Moxley fan. I go way back to the old CZW arena, the old ECW arena, might as well say. 7th and Swanson. I don't give a shit about the word 2300. I known it as the old bingo hall.
Mm-hmm.
The old Vikings hall. So I follow Moxley. I even follow all of them. I followed from there, might as well say. But now speaking in a professional life, I would like to see Orange Cassidy.
So you want to see Orange Cassidy win it?
I would like to see Orange Cassidy win it. He deserves it. He's a high decorated wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his time in what he does, and he doesn't have a problem going making jokes or whatever.
True.
But just his work is phenomenal. I mean, come on now, where can you see a man wrestle with his hands in his pocket?
True. That is true. You don't get that many people like that nowadays. And not a lot of people can actually wrestle with their hand almost tied behind their back. And he's proving it that he's pretty much a man that he can kick your ass in a one-legged jumping fight. He can be a one-legged man to kick your ass. And yes, there is a one-legged man that wrestles in the Indies, and he was with WWE, but now he's in the Indies.
And I got the chance to meet the guy too. Yes. I watched this man hop on the top ropes and literally flipped off with one leg.
Damn.
But the way I see it, Orange Cassidy's making a statement goes, I could whoop anybody's ass, even if both arms are tied behind my back, but you can't take me off my feet.
That is true. And he's proven his point on that. And then the next match was my number 2. It was my number 2 match. I like how they came out. It was really a big style how they did it. It kept the Halloween theme going on. It was the Super Elite versus the Dark Order, which the Dark Order did win that match. The Dark Order was dressed up as different characters, which you had the Dark Order. You had one guy who was one of the guys from what's the name?
Gears of War.
Gears of War. You had one from the
God of War.
God of War. There you go. Thank you. From God of War, you had another. You had a cowboy. You had a reindeer. It was. I didn't. I said they don't like the Dark Order is playing jokes, but with the Super Elite, they came out as Ghostbusters. I gotta say, I think it was cool. I like the Ghostbuster theme. I am a big fan of Ghostbusters. Don't get me wrong. But I got to say how Hangman Page came out being in the marshmallow costume. I think it was a pretty cool idea, but I can say a lot of shit about that. But there's a lot you can say about anything with that match. Because, yeah, it's making a statement with having the Dark Order win with the help from Hangman Page. But it seemed like with that match, the Elite, it should have gave it to shouldn't give that match to the Elite. I'm saying that now.
Wait, you're saying they should have gave it to the Elite?
Yes.
No. No.
Why?
Because the Elite suck.
They
do not believe in working together. They don't believe in a team like the Dark Order does. They believe they're all one.
Yeah, but the Elite, they should have given that to the Elite because of the fact that it would have made a more different of a storyline where they would have had Hangman come out doing that, turn on, have it changed against him where they knew it was him, kick his ass, get him out of the ring, then have Omega take out the Dark Order member, pin him, and then trying to prove a point saying, hey, Hangman, this is you being hung by your own rope. You can't win at Full Gear. It would give him more of a push of getting to try and go after that title, not the push of having to wear that he just comes out of nowhere and winning it.
But either way,
it would be for both sides.
But the way they pushed it this time was perfect. Who would expect Hangman being in Mr. State Puff?
True. That is true. But like I said, either way, you could have had it to win. You could have had it either. You can even have Hangman as one of the damn horse that was on the stage for the Dark Order, to where it was like a hidden kind of gem, like they did in the Marshmallow. He could have been the horse. He could have been in that horse costume. He could have fucked with them and said, "I was the rear end of the horse." And I still whoop your ass. But I still stand my ground. I still think that they should that the Elite should have won that match. The Elite should have had that to where, like, yes, they're all the almighty people. They're all the ones who can win everything. But I still, like I said, I'm still sticking to my ground. The Elite should have won that damn match.
Well, I'm also glad that the Dark Order won it. It was
True.
time for them to pick up a win after the toughened loss we all took.
That is
So
true.
that win, but I gotta say that win was a good win for them.
Yeah. It was a really good win for them. It helped them out in the long run. And so on and so forth. So they scheduled it on Dynamite. And then they had this air on they had it air on for Rampage. It was the number one match, I believe it was. It was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, against Abaddon, which is as I call her, is more like a psychotic zombie who will attack anybody in her path. And you know she does, and you know how she is. You're pretty much, you don't want to look in her direction. You just want to run.
Nope. She'll look at me and turn around and go, "Oh shit."
No, you kidding? You're the one who actually makes sure you'll find her and say, "Can you be my next prop?"
Hey, want to come partners? We'll both torment.
But that match became a DQ match, and then if Abandon won, she would have got a shot at the AEW Women's title. But Britt Baker's passion, it didn't happen. Dr. Britt Baker put tacks inside her mouth, into Abandon's mouth. Abandon started spinning them out, and then she got her into her submission, did the mandible claw, I forget what she calls it, put it right in there with the thumbtacks in her mouth, pressed down, and won. And Abandon jumped right back up and was ready to still fight. After she went through a wooden table that wasn't really breaking. They both went through it, but it never broke.
Ouch.
Yeah. And mind you, it was one of those neck breaker, poof, table falls with them, not going through. Someone fucked up badly.
Oops. Was that the table was supposed to get marked?
You would.
I guess I'm getting fired.
But as in matches like that, and kind of those kind of matches, I miss those matches. I miss those kind of disqualification matches. Not just using a kendo stick, not using a fucking steel chair off and on. No. What about just using anything that's around you as a weapon? Come on. You can probably take how much you want to bet? You go in that fucking crowd and you find a damn Nokia cell phone. And I'm talking about the original Nokia cell phone. How much you want to bet? You can make that phone call. Pop! Oh yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I like to order that pizza.
I ain't gonna lie. Them Nokia phones can't take a beating and still work.
Sitting there going, hey, my phone works now. Oh yeah, can I order that? Hey, you want pepperoni on that pizza? No?
Put it this way. Know how many phone companies will be out of business if they still kept that around?
God.
That'd be one phone company that's still, because look how they produce.
True.
Some phones could take a beating.
Beating. That's an understatement. Dude, can you imagine? Here we go. Let's put that out there real quick. Let's put that out there through with anybody with the wrestling world. Why don't you get yourself a wrestling match and do that? And have a Nokia phone wrestling match. Get all the old phones and see how badly bloody you can get by getting bashed in the head with a Nokia phone.
Okay, can I be in the match?
Christ, that can be you and Moxley.
I'm down. Wait, I gotta find out if Renee can give him his balls.
As we are coming from one of our good friends, and she is one of the co-owners of our podcast. Says Nokias last forever.
Yes, they do.
These phones will last you a lifetime, and you will not never see a phone like that ever again.
Nope, come on now. I had mine tossed on the highway, ran over twice, and it still made calls.
Telling me. So, I don't want to continue it. I'm going to stick with the AEW for a little bit and bring it on. Like, I'm trying to stretch it out a little bit because I want to try. I'm hoping Paul gets on soon. Because, come on, this shit's not gonna. This with Paul not on here. It seems like it's just. Don't get me wrong. It's great when you and I can put together, but Paul has that little zing to it, and put his facial expression. His facial expression says it all.
We bring our own piece to the table.
Exactly. Let's see. Let me go through. I want to bring out some of the some of the updated matches that they have for Full Gear, which that's one of the upcoming November pay-per-views coming on for this month of November. You have the Full Gear and you have WWE Survivor Series, which I cannot wait to see because of the fact that it can be either or coming up with the WWE, which we'll get to that later. So as I'm going to bring that up, we had with the updated roster, I'm going to bring that. It's going to scroll on the bottom, down below on the tab for the updated so far. You have Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page for the world title. Then you have Britt Baker versus Ty Conti for the AEW women's title. Then you have the Lucha Bros versus the FTR for the AEW tag team titles. Then you have MJF versus Darby Allin. And then you had Daniel Bryan versus either Orange Cassidy or Moxley for the AEW title eliminator finals. Then you have Inner Circle versus American Top Team in a street fight match, which is going to be very interesting. That one, I think that one is going to be down to the final battle. I think that's going to be where it's going to be the last man standing, and I think it's going to lead down to 2 USC fighters. Since American Top Team is all USC fighters, you won't know who that will be. But you know who the top USC fighter is going to be for an Inner Circle.
That's not necessarily true.
True.
He can get taken out too.
Come on. Anybody can get taken out.
To be honest, in my opinion, I don't think I would like the Inner Circle to win it. But I don't think they're going to win it.
Explain.
Because look, you're going up against 5 guys that have literally been in the UFC. They know how to literally destroy. And you're making a street fight, so technically that gives them all legal rights to use any type of move and hit.
Mm-hmm.
The only guy that you have on your side that can at least match them 5 is Jack Hager.
True.
He's the only one that has MMA background.
Yeah, you got a point with that. But we have a lot. But it's just going to... It's the only thing is, like, even though with a different MMA background, it doesn't matter if it has it or not. But you know that everybody has their best interest in what they are. Because, like, yeah, Jack Hager is the one who has it, but you don't know what some of the other guys did or not. They may have done it underneath the table and you don't know it.
True.
Because, like you, as you brought up to everybody, you did boxing. So you have the ability to know how to box and wrestle at the same time. And combining both, it's a lot harder.
But you also got to know what is what.
True.
And that's where a lot of the UFC guys, when they get into the wrestling business, they have a tendency and have a lot of trouble to adapt it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where your downfall is when you don't know how to adapt. You're going from all physical contact to really not that much physical contact sport.
True.
You're not trying to hurt your opponent or kill your opponent, but when in UFC, that's the main thing. You know, I got to take him out before he takes me.
That is true.
And I could see them taking out Hager first because he's their benefit, the inner circle's benefactor card.
Yeah, that is true. And it's back and forth with that too, if you think about it, because of the fact that even though, yeah, like Hager is the one that has the upper hand over all the inner circle because of the fact that they have that, he has more of that talent, he has that more of experience with the UFC. But sometimes with having experience with the UFC can actually hurt you. Look at Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, he can't really do many moves anymore. He can't really do what he used to do.
Yeah, because of what it does. Also, it locks you down too. Because technically, when you get to that point, most of them guys have to register themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Have to register their hands, have to register their feet because they're nothing but a deadly weapon. So once you start getting registered, which it's a pain in the ass, I have my hands registered because of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bitch to get them unregistered because of how deadly it can be.
Because you can do that one slip up without even thinking, and then you can knock out the guy or even kill the guy.
I know where the main hits are. I know where the hit to cause a death, or if I don't really want to call you, but I want to cause have you some major damage, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But with me going from what I did to get into the wrestling, I had to relearn. I had to realize that, yes, wrestling is 50-50. All hands down. We might talk, we might go over whatever it happens. But them bumps, them slams, everything is no joke. And if you don't do them right, you're getting hurt.
True. And you know how hard, and even with anywhere you go, you can still get hurt no matter what. In any kind of contact sport, even like wrestling, you still get hurt. It's no matter what. But as we truck along with the show, and one other thing I want to bring up before we start doing it, and I did this on the bottom of the beginning of the show. We are the Ashley Warriors, are here at the Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast. Yes, I'm doing it early this time. The last time we did it at the end of the show, now we're doing it in the beginning of the show. Near the more middle.
Well, if anybody's got a problem with it, they can come and step up, and I'll be gladly to put my foot up their ass.
You heard it from him. I didn't say it. He did. So, as I say, you can donate to Ashley Warriors and Mother's Wish to help Ashley and her daughter, Natalie, go to Disney World. Join the 50-50 raffle. The sale will end December 14th, and Natalie, her daughter, will pick the winner. One ticket is for $5 each, and 5 tickets are $20 each. You can use the Cash App at $Tara Simnekin. I can't pronounce her name. I am so sorry, Tara, my cousin. Or your username, Tara Snapkicks. I still can't pronounce her name. So help the call. Great, it's a great cause to help them out. If you need to, you can pause the video when this thing gets posted, when it gets posted up, and you can use this code right here so that you can scan it, make the donation, let them know you heard us from the Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast, so they know where you guys heard the tribute. And please help out. It's a very good cause. And I'll leave that scrolling down the bottom for now, and so that at least you can be able to see what it says. If you can't catch up with reading it, at least it'll replay over and over and over again.
Sorry, guys. I just want to let you know I got my cat on me. So.
Well, you got yourself a little furry pussycat on you.
He wanted to join, but now he's going to sleep.
Well, now you get yourself a comfy pillow. Just hopefully it doesn't put you to sleep. Oh yeah, he looks over then. But anyway, as one of our co-owners goes and says, Brett Neeso says, Ashley's Warriors. Let that trend straight through social media. Hopefully anybody on Twitch or YouTube sees that as well. And if you want to make sure you're part of the show as well, make sure you use the hashtag TWP as well. Anywho. Oh, God, my back. So, former WWE wrestler Bray Wyatt is now a free agent as of Halloween. And right now, he is, as we know, with Wyatt, but he's known as Winstonham? His new name's supposed to be? And there was a sign at AEW and Rampage that says, "We want Windham, whatever you want to pronounce his last name." I'm bad at his last name. I'll find out when he joins damn AEW or Impact, wherever he goes. And there's a talk about maybe him and his brother, Bo Dallas, forming a clique together. What do you think about that?
It's about time.
About time having the brothers together?
To be honest, Bo didn't do shit. Bo Dallas's character was horrible all the way around. Even when he became part of the B team.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been better off being heel all the way around.
So you think that he would have been better as being just a full-blown heel?
Yeah. That whole good guy, Bo, leave. Bo, leave these nuts.
You gotta believe. I'm sorry, but just able to do that how he said that, because everything you said was believe. Believe this. You were the one that actually sat there and took Vince McMahon's bullshit, took it, and you had it shoved up right down your throat.
Pretty much.
And no wonder they called you and Curtis Axel the B team, because you guys were the bitch team. This is why Vince needs to fucking retire. It's fucking ridiculous with Vince. Vince comes up with these names. I hope it wasn't you, Bo, who made up these names. You and Curtis. But Vince, you agreed to this. You came up with better fucking names back in the Attitude Era. Where's your balls from that? Is it in Linda McMahon's purse? Or is it on the shelf right next to your damn WWE title when you won it? And I think that was the only fucking time you had your fucking balls. When you won that title. Or even when you shaved your head. Than letting Donald Trump, President Donald Trump win that title. To win that match so that you go fucking bald. No. You need to go fucking get yourself back on that saddle. Don't care about what fucking people that you have to do to make these shows pop. Yes, you're getting the viewerships right now. Just wait a couple years. It's done. Once your former employee, Bray Wyatt, jumps over to your competitors, it's over. Because you don't know what Wyatt is going to bring to AEW, Impact, or even New Japan Pro Wrestling. You may say he's your one of your own, but everybody changes. Everybody changes. Does he have any balls?
No, he don't. He wishes he does.
Vince hopes he has his balls. But right now, they're so shriveled up, they're pretty much raisins now. And he doesn't know how to do anything anymore.
Come on now. His nuts are probably like astronaut food.
Astronaut food? No, they're ash.
They might need water to bounce back, but wait. Yeah.
Isn't it what the saying is? You give an old man water, he pisses right out.
Oh.
You give him water, he actually may gain weight. But Vince, bring back your grapefruits, do better with the shows, and get Triple H back fucking NXT. I'm sorry, NXT 2.0? No. End it. Yes, you're doing great with everybody else, but no. No. Don't destroy something that didn't need to be fixed. End it. In other news, we're going to start. Since Fall is right now a little bit behind, and I mean way fucking behind, we're going to go straight into the top 3 WWE matches of this week. So let's see. We had, where is it at? Alrighty. So we had Kevin Owens versus Big E, which was accepted a challenge for the first time for Big E and KO actually versus each other. That doesn't involve a Royal Rumble or involved in a Survivor Series or involved into anything. But anywho, as that match went around, it looks like how Seth Rollins intervened himself in that match, it could have gone better. I thought that Seth's going to cash in and make it a triple threat for that WWE title match. What's your with that match? How that went down with Big E winning it, but then Big E did the big ending to KO because he thought that that KO was involved with Seth Rollins' decision.
Really can't say. Because that's something that was a good rate.
Because KO even said it. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't see it. But technically, KO did see it. He pretty much, Seth Rollins sucker punched Big E to the point that he laid flat, and KO had a choice of either trying to stop the match or even just taking it. But he didn't. KO took the pinfall, which I would have, you would have, everybody, any wrestler would have. Unless you're John Cena, then that's a different fucking story.
Yeah, you know his saying is, "You can't see me." That's right. We haven't been seeing you in weeks.
Weeks. When's the last time we seen him in the ring when he was Dr. Thugonomics?
Last time I seen him in the ring, when he was saying I can hang in there for a 1, a 2. But wait, yeah, you hung in there for a 1, a 2, but then you got sent packing on 3.
Mm-hmm. Then you got your ass kicked by Brock Lesnar too, which no one's seen that. That one was actually done after the show, as he got Suplex City back into the damn freaking Hollywood.
Yep.
And he says he's still not done yet. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You're becoming like John. You say you love the business, you love everything else, but you're becoming The Rock. You're becoming what The Rock that you said you're never going to become. And you even vowed to it. I would never leave my home. What do you do? You left. And Roman Reigns picks up the pieces and becoming who he is. Okay, Bio, what the hell is crawling all over your camera? Because you had something going across, or a tail or something going across your camera.
Nothing. That's what I've been wondering too.
Seems like it. I see your kitty right there.
That's it. See?
That's plain creep. That's some plain creepy shit going on right now.
It's probably my old cat, Turbo.
He's probably pissed off you have another cat on you. But John's becoming who he is. He's not who he was anymore. Like, yeah, he can still wrestle, but no. If you want to be in the business, you stay in the business. Yes, do some movies here and there, but don't go all out. Yes, I know this is best for you because of the fact that you're getting older, but you said you want to stay in the business and stay in it. The Rock left the business. He says he's still at home, but when's the last time you seen The Rock in the ring? Physically in the fucking ring.
God, I don't know.
It's been a while. But the next match that we talked about, we have coming through was actually a really good one. Was the New Day versus the Usos, which King Woods, excuse me, King Woods actually knighted the one Kofi Kingston to become what was his Sir Kingston for what he became. They get interrupted by the Usos and said that this show should not be called SmackDown anymore. It should be called The Bloodline. The match happened at the end of the show. They wanted with a roll up with WWE with Xavier Woods rolled up. I think it was Jay, I believe, rolled him up 1, 2, 3, end the match. Which I think this is going to lead into I think before Survivor Series, I think they're going to have a tag team match to where it could be the Usos losing the tag team titles, and they go into our favorite show. Gee, someone's starting heat. What's up with that? Calling you a bitch.
No, whoever it is, they don't got the balls to say to my face. But they know I will lay them the hell out.
How would you lay them out? That's the question.
I got so many ways.
Kind of can't lay them out at the moment because you have a cat in your lap or chest.
I will use him as a weapon.
Is that animal abuse?
No, not if he's enjoying it. He
Yeah.
likes to rumble.
So rumble is a fumble.
But right now he's passed out.
Yeah. Cuddly little guy right there. And then the final match with a New Day won that one is the new NXT Women's Champion. Mandy Rose went up against the NXT Women's Champion. I was like Gonzalez. I want to say her last name. I'm not saying her first name because if I say her first name, I'm going to butcher it to damn hell. And I can be honest with that. Which she became the new NXT. She became the new Women's NXT Champion. I am happy for Mandy Rose. She deserves that match. She deserves that title. She came in and threw tough enough. In 2015, 7 years later, she's now champ. And she said on tonight, there's probably two thoughts that are going through your head. Damn, I'm hot. And where are my ladies who won the tag team titles? Anybody won't disagree with that statement.
True.
Everybody who says it. Come on. I had friends of mine looking at the wrestling world. She said they didn't know who freaking didn't recognize Mandy Rose. They said all they said was, "Who is this hot girl in the ring?"
That's how a lot of them get.
You don't realize who they are until they reveal themselves. You're like, "Holy shit!" It's.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Dakota Kai. Now she has pink hair. I didn't recognize her at hell until they said her name. I went, "Wait, that's Dakota Kai?" Apparently, one of the Usos' brothers is in the ring right now. Which he's in NXT. Wherever my remote went. But I gotta say, she deserved what she got. What is your opinion was finally they're actually finally giving Mandy Rose a shot at becoming champion of the company?
She should have been having that opportunity years back.
Do you think she should have maybe had the tag team title with Sonya? Or do you think she should have had or should have just been women's champion either SmackDown or Raw?
Yeah. She was overlooked so many times.
But here's the big thing, why? Why did they overlooked her if she had a good shot of winning it?
Because she's not a purebred.
So you had to be a purebred in order to become champion.
Well, look, Charlotte's a purebred.
True.
Might as well say Becky Lynch is a purebred.
How?
Even though Becky did some indies and all that work, but she's a purebred to WWE.
So she was. You're saying
She's
she was
like a Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Well, even Mandy Rose did. Mandy Rose's went through tough enough.
But she should have deserved the title shot. Why did it take 7 years?
Maybe because of the skits that she had, maybe?
They weren't letting her run anything right. Or letting her really run. They were like, oh, let's do this and that, and then next minute they're killing it.
Like when she finally went solo.
Exactly.
And she cut off her hair. It's like they're saying she was meant to be a tag team person the whole time, but now having her on NXT, it made her more of a wrestler. WWE, I'm not calling your people superstars. I'm calling them wrestlers. That's what they are. They're wrestlers. You're not no such thing as a superstar. A superstar is someone who actually will make the bigger bucks and actually it's on the big screen. They're film
Nope.
stars, but I don't never call them
They're
superstars.
not even they're not even superstars. I'm going to tell you now. You want to know who our superstars are? Our men and women who are fighting for our freedom every day, all day.
Amen.
They are our superstars. Our firefighters, our police, our EMTs, our Coast Guard, all that. They are our superstars. Everybody else is just doing a normal job.
What you're doing is you're actually what we do, what you do, and what I'm getting into, and what all the WWE, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, anybody in the indies, you are becoming you are more than just a performer and wrestling and entertaining people with a story behind it. That's why they say wrestling is improv, acting, and sport all in one. Because you had to be able to act your character, you're going to have to be able to portray someone that you may be best friends with. Best friends with. And you still got to make it to where that they become that you're calling them the bitch on your side.
Oh yeah. See, look, everybody, I got my bitch on my side.
Gee, you really know how to point to the wall. There you go. I ain't no bitch.
We'll see about that.
Get me in the ring, then we'll find out.
When and where and what kind of match?
There's the question. Can you find one?
I live right down the street from the 2300 arena, so it ain't no problem finding a ring.
Or maybe we can get a hold of Cody and go down, or go all the way down to Nashville to his learning facility.
Listen, I'm going to be too damn lazy to go that far. I'd rather just go down the street where I live because it's one skip and a jump.
You know what? Open a promotion right where the Mummers Museum, right in the parking lot.
I would.
Now that would be a location to do at. It'd be historical, and you get a lot of people to actually want to be able to learn about the Mummers. Which, folks, if you don't know what Mummers are, you are looking at one.
34, going to be 34 years of March.
If you're in the Philadelphia area, make sure you go to, I want to say it correctly, and mind you, everybody's going to look, I know they're going to look at me like I'm idioto, but you understand it. Go all the way down to 2th Street. It goes to the Mummers Museum. It's right off of Columbus Boulevard.
Second and Wash.
2nd and Washington. I'm only saying that because of the fact that so people know from outside our states. Enjoy, learn about the Mummers, and see how it is.
Hey, if you can find me, I won't have a problem having a drink with you.
Just make sure you grab a case. Twist it. The Mummer's Choice.
No, blackberry brandy is the mummer's choice.
Well, blackberry brandy, and I know most of you guys do drink the Twist It.
Yeah.
Gee, a lot of commenting tonight. Hashtag MGK Outsider Mummers Forever. Hey, you may get a little history lesson if you run into bio. I don't think we're gonna have Paul on tonight. It seems like he's running way behind.
Yeah. But it's all right, though.
Can we just push through and do what we got to do?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Ring of Honor relieves all their wrestlers and crew up to their contract with December 2021, which now Ring of Honor will be going under a hiatus until April of 2022, which is kind of weird. So the question I have is, will Ring of Honor be sold by the company who bought them down in Maryland?
Could. But then I can see what probably what ROH is trying to do is let their talent get bought up so they can evenly file for bankruptcy and just bank out whatever money they can bank out, because then they don't have to worry about paying any talent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sometimes that's the best thing to do. Let other companies buy out your talent, and then you can bank somewhat. You ain't gonna bank much, but you'll bank something.
True. But the only thing is like there's been talks about people saying that it's going to be Ring of Honor. It's like they're saying Ring of Honor is not going to be around. They're saying AEW got bought out. They're saying that WWE. They're saying that they got bought by WWE. There's people saying they got bought out by AEW, by Tony Khan, so that they can start their own streaming service. But there's so much talks about it, a lot of rumors, but you don't know what to believe in.
And that's the downfall in the wrestling business. You don't know what is true and what is not true because of how many stories that get made up out through it doesn't matter what promotion. There's always going to be some fake stories, and right behind the fake is the real deal. But you're not going to look at it as the real deal because you're already told something that was fake. So you'll think the second one is fake.
Right. And like it's hard to believe it because I want to say this. Yes, I posted up something on our Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast page on Facebook, the like page, and it said Tony Khan bought the Ring of Honor and is going to combine it with Rampage, which I think is a good idea. Make it longer, make it better, and everything else. Hi, Dad. Going okay for a little bit. That is my father. That's my father-in-law. Right there. He's dropped in to say hi. But it doesn't. But the only thing is, with like buying out Ring of Honor, like yes, it'll help other companies. I don't think WWE needs to buy them out. I think if there's a company going to be needing to buy them, I think it's going to be either WWE. I think WWE should not. I think AEW, maybe Impact, because since Impact is now growing on their own and becoming what they are, and I think either maybe having another company maybe outside of the States buy them so that they have a connection line out, like maybe, I don't know, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, yes, they have their industry that comes out here to do a lot of their wrestling as well, which they did a couple matches at the 2300 building. But add Ring of Honor to it, they can call New Japan Pro Wrestling featuring with Ring of Honor. Can you imagine some of the talent from Ring of Honor and Japan together?
Yeah, I mean they all have done it, but mixing both names together, no.
Well, you don't think it would work out?
No. Because New Japan has been around for God for how long? I mean, ROH has been around but look who it's been under.
True.
Been under, and I don't give a flying fuck. Fuck you, Jim Cornette, because if it wasn't for you, I probably still would have been in the business because you let that asshole Chris Hero hit that kid.
And without further ado,
Cornette.
Without further ado, let me bring in the man who is running way behind schedule, which he may be wind up late to his own funeral. Give it up for Paul Miller. What's up, Paul?
What's going on, guys?
Bro,
Now you gotta pay a $25 fine.
you're finally showing up. I have a feeling Bio probably would say if you showed up late to that practice, you probably would have got enough chops going across your chest.
I mean, sure.
I know I would have had his chest literally screaming, "Help!"
Wouldn't be the first time.
The first time, huh? Ed Bridge, one of the owners, chimed in and said, "Hey, big brother."
Yeah.
So, I'll get your opinion on this since you came in as we're talking about it. With Ring of Honor being sold, possibly might get sold, what's your opinion on it?
Did anybody read the fucking the shit that they posted
about going on hiatus?
Yes.
I haven't been able to read it fully because it won't come up on my end.
They posted it on Twitter.
Talk.
So they're running through December, okay, and the December will be their last show,
right?
Until their I think this April pay-per-view, which the shows have already been booked.
Okay.
They're just going on hiatus so that they have a new way of creative and like new financial working and everything else like that, because since they basically were the only company that paid all of their fucking employees their full fucking money throughout the whole goddamn pandemic and everything else like that. They said, oh yeah, they paid all their wrestlers, they paid all their fucking referees, they paid all their fucking ring people, they paid, even if they were just one-offs, okay, they paid them their fucking appearance fees.
Damn.
That's how you know fucking Ring of Honor is that shit.
Yeah, but now they're broke.
They're not broke. They're just
broke.
No, they're trying to regain the capital that they lost.
Bye ROH, and I'm glad, because I hope Jim Cornette begs and pleads to go with AEW, because I'm just going to turn around and be like, fuck you. Jim Cornette needs to be out of the wrestling business, period. He's the worst businessman.
Cornette's probably
the worst ball. He's the worst businessman, and trust me, I don't even like working with him.
Cornette's probably gonna go back to TNA.
He's not allowed no more.
Really?
Yep.
Damn.
That's why Jim Cornette left TNA and went over to ROH. It's because of him and Jeff Jarrett.
Well, Jeff Jarrett's no longer a part of it.
Jeff Jarrett owns Impact.
Or he sold it. That's why he's back in WWE.
Oh boy.
Oh, who did he sell to?
When Impact got sold the first time to Dixie Carter bought out everything from Jeff Jarrett. Then Jeff Jarrett started Global Force Wrestling, whatever, which then they partnered with fucking TNA again, and Jeff Jarrett owned partnership again, and then there's a whole bunch of other shit. Now this is why they're just Impact Wrestling now, because they rebranded themselves and now they have new ownership again.
But Jeff Jarrett is still the main owner.
No, he sold all of his stake.
No, he hasn't. He still owns one share. He can sell everything else as long as he owns one share. He still technically owns the company. And that's why the whole big feud was going with Impact and WWE. And Jeff Jarrett turned around and told Vince, no matter what, I'd rather my company go under than be a sellout. And that's when AEW, after a while, reached out and he goes, I won't even sell to AEW either. But if they want us to work together, I don't have a problem doing that. But I won't even sell out to them either. So, which makes a good statement that Jeff Jarrett's saying, no matter what, I'm not selling to anybody. I'd rather go completely before anything.
Well, right here, the fountain what I'm reading up on here, that right now the Impact is owned by Anthem Sports Entertainment, which is a sub branch off of in Nashville. They're based in the Nashville area. But yes, it's been sold so many times, but it doesn't say who's the clear owner of it. They say the founders of it. The founders was Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Jarrett and Bob Ryder. But even for ownerships, it doesn't say fully on who's the clear owner. And that's where it makes it a lot harder to figure out.
And the reason why it's like that is because on the simple fact is of how many owners they went through.
Right. Which is what they call the Anthem Wrestling Expedition LLC. Is the company that owns them now.
But it doesn't matter. I like to see that. I mean, they worked in together, so it works. But for ROH, they need to go bye-bye.
But, anywho, as we continue on with our show, and I know, Paul, you missed a lot of it. You missed the top three matches we talked about for AEW. You missed the WWE talks of the top three matches.
Oh, I'm still waiting for my part to come up soon.
First, I want to put in our newest topic that I got to bring up. I wanted to do, and it's a good idea. It's the TWP Get to Know Us, where hopefully we can get fans to chime in. And Paul, hopefully you know, we actually are now live on Twitch, and we even have a one steady following viewer on Twitch, which is good.
Yeah.
And so, as I want to answer the question, now, this will be a wrestling question. Soon, when fans comment in, I'm hoping we get 3 fans to do it, to where that it'd be anything they can ask us, anything related with wrestling, or something maybe personal, but not too personal. You get what I'm saying? So, as the question for today for us that I came up with, what is your favorite female wrestler? It has to be all time, a current, and a past of a female wrestler. So, I would say this. I would go to Biohazard. What is your current, all-time, and past favorite female wrestler?
China. I like the Belair.
Mm-hmm.
And Lita.
What about you, Paul?
That's a tough one. So, if they are legends but still wrestling, what would they be considered?
Legends, that would probably be your all-time.
Not past?
Well, it can be past. It can be any way you want to choose it. It can be your all-time favorite wrestler, to where it can be it's either current, present,
BRB.
Then if it's current, and it has to be the main roster now. And you know what past is. Anybody who wrestled in the past.
Okay. So, Gail Kim.
Okay. As your what?
as the past. Okay,
Okay.
Tony Storm
Mm-hmm.
and all time. I don't really have it all time.
Damn.
I would, there's so many freaking women.
That you can call your all-time favorite.
Yeah, basically. Like, I could say fucking Lita. I could say Trish. You know, I could say fucking, I could fucking say Beth Phoenix. You know, but there is a lot of fucking women that I was like, yo, that's fucking great. Yo, they had a phenomenal match. Yo, I grew up watching you. I need to put some real thought into that. Like that I can't have like off the dome type sort of like questions.
It's hey, you should know me by now. I come up with questions like where you had to think.
As I said.
Me, personally, my current favorite right now is Ty Conti
Yeah,
from
okay.
AEW. Which right off the bat, she is the first Brazilian female wrestler in the wrestling industry.
Right.
My past favorite is Lita,
Right.
but my all-time favorite was her counterpart of wrestling, Trish Stratus.
Right. So I'm not talking WWE Gail Kim, just for future reference. I'm talking
You're
about
talking about Impact.
knockouts Gail Kim.
Damn.
Like,
Flashing lights over there. You did something wrong?
No, I'm passing by state troopers.
Gotta be careful there.
Oh, it's the freaking road work on 95.
Oh yeah, I know those kind of work. But like you know how it's like with the favorite, like with the female favorites, like yeah, I know it's hard to trying to pick your all-time favorite. Like I said, mine's Trish, current Conti, past Lita.
Right.
I mean, come on, what guy back in the past wanted to see Lita and Trish?
Be right.
Yum.
Especially with most of the guys, they always wanted the bra and panties match.
No,
There
I
was
didn't,
a 20. Yeah,
I didn't like that.
I was. Half of them, every time I seen the women's match, I always say, "Is it going to be a prom panties, please?"
That was most of them, man. Come on, how you think of like they said? What sells on TV?
Violence, sex, and drugs.
And wrestling pretty much has two of them.
Yep.
I mean, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Actually, wrestling has all three. Because wrestling can be a drug. It can get addicting.
Well, yeah, it's a poor man's soap opera.
Well, guess I must be that poor man that I must be that poor man that loves putting on that soap opera.
That is true.
But it is addicting, so you might as well say it is considered a drug in a way.
So, as I'm going
to wrestling is a drug.
Thank you.
So, bio. Isn't there a topic that you have to bring up on this one?
Oh, this is special. I got something. I've been reading on things, and this is something that I know is going to be. So, James Black, what do you think of Eric Bischoff saying about how AEW is losing to WWE? Can you tell me how AEW is losing to WWE?
Don't get me started on this shit.
What do you mean? This
What do
is what this is here for. Don't hold your tongue. Come on now. Don't be a
What do
bitch.
I fucking
Get it
mean?
out. Yeah, what do I mean?
With
So I feel
fucking
I feel like what he's saying is the only numbers that AEW is beating, kind of, WWE in, is the 18 to 25 demographic or 1832 demographic, whatever it is. And that's only on some days. But WWE is winning like flat out, regardless, every other time in every other number. I think that's what Eric Bischoff is meaning. But you know, AEW is just like fucking how AEW to start is a lot better than WCW was, but they're going to peak like how where WCW beat fucking WWE all those fucking weeks in a row. They are going to continue that momentum. I feel like Eric Bischoff is way out of his league when he's talking about this shit. I also feel like he's not up to, what he was. He's out of the game, just like Vince Russo's out of the game. Like all those other key players in the '90s are all like washed up and should just stay in their own fucking lane. But that's just how it is.
Yeah, but Paul, you're fucking leaving out the one thing that he fucking brought up. He brought up all the fucking time when he said he brought up fucking Nash and Scott Hall to the fucking roster. He said that they popped right instantly. They're not using, he used them correctly with fucking everything else and telling AEW it's not using fucking Punk, not using Daniel Bryan, not using anybody they fucking got from WWE. But they should have used him a lot better. But no, even Punk can say it. Punk is the one is being used where how he wants to be used.
I was just going off of what Bio was just saying. I didn't see any of the interview or anything else like that, so I really wouldn't know what he said.
Well, I'm going to throw something a little out there on it. Yes, WWE might got the ratings. They might have the views. But there's one thing that WWE would never get and they would never do no more. And that's sell out. That's what brings it in.
Yeah.
All because you might have 50,000 viewers. WWE can have 50 million viewers and AEW have half of that. That's nothing compared to who's selling out.
Yeah, that makes more
AEW sells out at every pay-per-view. They sell out every single show. There's not one empty seat. And if there is a few empty seats, they will go out there. AEW's already been caught going out there and just bringing random people off the street without even paying for a ticket just to fill. So for them also to do that gives a lot of respect. But Black, I want to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts?
Is your name Black or am I talking to a wall?
I don't know. It may be a wall that has a lot of fucking heat that's better ready to freaking punch you out of the damn fucking picture. But that doesn't fucking matter. The one who needs to get fucking punched, he doesn't understand what AEW is doing than what WWE is doing. It's fucking Bischoff. Bischoff is acting like more like a bitch than ever. He doesn't know how the fuck the company is running right now. At least with fucking AEW, they listen to their fans. If the fans want something, they think that this is going right, they'll push it. They'll put fucking forward with it. WWE doesn't. Bischoff, you've been out of the business for God knows fucking long, and yes, you know a lot about the business, but this is the 21st fucking century. This is not the fucking matches that you get from WCW where you were able to tell the fans who won, who did this match for WWE, and possibly, and you did it. Had WWE won the matches, But no. You decided to say that the NWO is the best fucking fraction out there. And AEW is almost doing the same exact fucking thing with the Elite. The Elite can be fucking shit. The damn freaking AEW was shit towards the end. And you keep adding fucking members with Elite's doing, with adding Cole, and they keep growing it, and possibility they may be adding, if once his contract's up, Kevin Owen? No. Don't pull this shit. Let the other fucking wrestlers grow. And as I put on with Bischoff, go back to AEW and actually sit there and watch their shows and listen how they listen to their fans. Even Cody said it. He was trying to find a way to not get them from being booed out of the fucking arena when he came down to Malachi Black. Bischoff, if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you're trying to bring out the fucking 90s, fuck off.
Well, here's the thing. When was the last time Bischoff ever got to see a ring or arena? Oh, wait. After he got fired from Impact?
Oh, no. After he got fired from WWE. Right before the pandemic.
He was with the WWE?
Yeah. He had the executive fucking Raw role for about a month, and then he got fired.
Bischoff thinks that he knows fucking all, but he doesn't realize how much he really fucking knows. Now how this match is, how this company runs.
Like Paul Heyman knows a lot more than him.
Yeah.
Don't even with Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman, he's even a bad businessman to even work with. Look what he did to ECW.
Hold on now.
He was a sellout.
Just because he sold his government for, to sell it for, doesn't mean he's a bad businessman. He probably all of the fucking numbers go down and go down and go down. It's like, you know what? It's time for me to make a good business decision and sell what I need to sell to, to help the competition, so that way I can still have a job. And guess what? He still had a job. He still has a job to this day.
What job does he have? He's not under a WWE contract.
He's under a Legends contract.
The only contract that he's under is Roman's contract. Or matter of fact, let me rephrase that. He's not even under Roman's contract. He's still under Brock's contract, because he's still the advocate for Brock. So technically, Paul Heyman should not even be stepping foot in any WWE unless Brock's there. If Brock ain't being booked, then Paul shouldn't be there.
I'd have to look that up.
But even with that kind of shit, there's still so much that WWE can do.
Oh,
they need to fix. Like, I'm watching it right now with NXT. What the fuck? Why are you calling it NXT 2.0? Why change something when it wasn't fucking broken?
I've been saying that from the start.
Well, don't everybody understand WWE? They never keep anything that's good. When you got something good, and I'm going to say now, it's just like our Philadelphia team. You got a banging ass squad. They do good for that whole year. Oh, they go up to the championship. They win that. Then they win the whole big shit and shit bang. And what do you do the next following year? you get rid of your most both players. And when you get rid of them, then your team or your business is going down, down, and down.
Don't get me started on that shit. When you came about the Philadelphia sports teams, and that's as a diehard fan, don't get me fucking started.
So am I. I'm a diehard fan too. And it takes a real diehard fan to admit when their team sucks and when their team is good. And Eagles are shit.
I can't comment on that.
Wow, because they beat the Lions by what? They should have played. But it's just how it goes. And you wonder why when you lose so many guys and win it, it's because you're not treating them right. You're not letting them fulfill their goals, their destiny, what made them work so hard to be such that men. And for you to have these men and women sit on the side for a while, then you give them a few runs, then you've got them on the side again, they're going to get tired of it and want to go somewhere. And AEW is offering that. Oh, you feel like you're being miswanted or not being used? We be the way we don't want you and be the way we use you.
Right. And I think your headphones are dying there a little bit because you're becoming a buzz. Giving you the heads up on that one. But yeah, but you know, with us, we can go on all day with this fucking shit where they need to be fixed, where they this, that. But unfortunately, we can't do that. But I'll bring it up what we talked about before. We talked about the NXT matches, everything else. And plus, I want to say with you, what do you with Paul? Since you jumped right back on here, be able to jump on. What do you think about Mandy Rose finally winning the NXT Women's Championship?
It's long overdue. You know, but she had to really switch up her persona again and be a part of a faction. It's like you need to be part of a faction to win a title. Like I'm just like, all right, sure, whatever, but you won your title. So, is it credible? Maybe. Does she deserve it? Hell yeah. Is she going to be a good champion? Who knows?
True. It all depends on how it's going to turn out, but you never know what's going to happen with that.
Let's just hope it's not fucking 50-50 booking like it always is with WWE.
Yeah, where WWE goes one way and then it goes the other.
Oh, yeah.
You know that. It can go either way on them.
Uh-huh.
But let's see, make sure we went through all the topics that we had to talk about. And we'll bring it up as I did. We had the upcoming pay-per-views coming up. You had November 13th, which is the Full Gear live in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Target Center, which is one of the big arenas that AEW is going to be hosting in. There's a fulfilled matches going on. You had Ty Conti versus Dr. Britt Baker DMD for the AEW Women's title. You have Brian Danielson. I am still not used to him calling him by his original ring name. It's going to be either versing Orange Cassidy or Jon Moxley in the AEW Elimination Tournament for the AEW title shot. Then you had down the line, you had the Lucha Brothers versus FTR for the AEW Tag Team titles. So, and then you have MJF going up against Darby Allin, which I'm hearing Sting will not be on at ringside by him. So it's going to be Darby Allin on his own again to take on MJF, the punk ass bitch that he is. And yes, MJF, you're the fucking bitch. You're the one who said you can beat anybody without help. Prove it. Instead of having fucking Pinnacle do your fucking dirty work. Prove it.
Come on now, he probably couldn't even beat me in a wet paper bag with holes in it and directions of how to do it. He still couldn't.
Come on. I haven't even got a chance to get into the fucking ring, and I can probably fucking take him out.
Put it this way, I'll put $100 that you will side sweep this shit out of him. I got 150.
As he falls through the damn.
Look. I got 150 that I can get my other brother over here, Paul, to do what do they call it? Roadkill work? Yo, MJF needs to be roadkilled.
Or we can just use him as an I-95 pothole cover. Great for the potholes in the city. That's how low he fucking belongs.
I don't even want him on my Philly street.
You know, in fucking real life, he's still a fucking dick. As if you ever watched the Rhodes show with Cody Rhodes and Mandy Rhodes and all that, he's still a fucking dick.
It's because technically when MJF says that he's loaded with money, yes, that's true. He's loaded with money. He's a rich boy.
Even his parents fucking hate him.
He also does it for character.
But he's an asshole. I don't like him.
It's like he came up and all of a sudden he sits there and tells everybody. He sits there, he goes up against the Miz, and that's one thing I would love to see happen. If WWE doesn't fucking make it. How about you have Survivor Series turn into AEW versus WWE? Survivor Series, the best brand of all.
Well, if you do that, then you might as well say whatever brand wins takes that pay-per-view and everything. Well,
I would say takes that pay-per-view for the year.
I'll give it to AEW.
I actually have some fantasy booking that I'm actually thinking about. So, if y'all want to hear it.
Fantasy booking? What do you mean?
So it's just like a what if type sort of thing. So if AEW invaded WWE or vice versa, just because, they feel threatened by each other. And if it was like a forbidden door opened type sort of thing where they kind of, opened it.
To where, like, how Impact is with AEW.
Yes.
Okay.
So it could, like, kind of be revolved around Cody. Instead of like the company itself, it could be revolved around his father's legacy. How he wants to fight for his father's legacy.
Paul, you just came up with a new topic for the show. Called the what if factor.
Fantasy booking warfare.
Do a what if they opened up that door. They opened it to where it's AEW, add in me. Let's do AEW, WWE, and add in down to the bottom, Impact.
Nah, no Impact. Impact's too much.
Maybe add in New Japan.
Motherfucker. Sorry.
What are you talking about? Where they can actually coexist and work as partners?
Coexist for one night only.
Not one night.
Once a year. Well, once a year, or maybe do 3 pay-per-views a year.
No, like fucking so like a pay-per-view, but like in the month span, like the Raws, the SmackDowns, the fucking Rampages, the Dynamites, shit like that.
To where that they do cross branding.
Yes. It can even be like a three month pay-per-view type sort of thing.
So like we're like having almost like Survivor Series, maybe another one could be the Royal Rumble and Mania.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I can see something like that. Like, or even have it to where it goes with Survivor Series being the top brand, who's going to be what brand reigns supreme, but you have to have it as a different name because of the fact that you need it to be a neutral party. Because you don't want to have it to where it's fucking WWE controlling the whole fucking thing because I'm this Vince McMahon and my people work on it all.
So it could be Survivor Series, it could be All Out, and then it could be Wrestle Kingdom.
There you go. Being each
I ain't gonna lie. I would like to see every single wrestling promotion that's out, even WWE, just one time get together and bring back what professional wrestling was. Don't worry about calling yourself AEW. Don't worry about calling yourself WWE or ROH Impact. Just go out there, put on a goddamn show, the biggest show you can put on, and go ape shit.
Right.
Damn straight.
That's what they need to do. If they do that, great. If not, not much we can do.
Yep.
But everybody's worried about their corporate pockets, so
they all want to beat the top dog.
But here's the thing, though: we're the ones are feeding the top dog. We're the ones buying the merchandise. We're the ones buying the tickets. We're the ones buying the pay-per-view. So who gets all that? The top dog.
WWE does this, I think it's once a year, which is WWE versus the world. And they usually get other different companies who are like the indies, join in with them and have a match with their NXT, NXT UK, and a couple other promotions come into one. It's promotion that's supposed to be their farm system.
I remember that, yeah.
Why not, like I said, like you brought it up, why not do something like that? But do it with the major companies. Because you get all of them together, it's not just bringing a company down. It's raising it to where that everybody's talent is being shown.
Yeah, it'd be
you
like
can do half-hour to an hour matches, and mind you, if you do this pay-per-view, you can run it for 8 hours straight. And you don't think someone's going to sit their ass in front of a fucking TV and not watch it?
It'd be like. So people who are exclusive to AEW, are watching fucking Okada and fucking Seth Rollins in a fucking match or whatever in this fucking. I'm like, holy fuck! Wait a minute, who the fuck are these people? They're putting on fucking a 5-star match. Yes, I said Okada and Seth Rollins. Yes, I said that shit.
Even you can get it down to a good fucking point. You can get where you get all the companies' big mouths, the Miz and MJF battling out. Then you can get all the champions.
I fucking pay to see that.
You can get the champions. You can get AEW's world champion, WWE's world champion, and maybe throw in another champion if it's another promotion, their champion. Triple threat match in the ring.
Well, I mean, so see, it's kind of difficult with WWE because they have 2 champions. They don't have one main champion. They have 2 main champions. They have 2 titles because they have 2 shows. So it's not like It's not like New Japan where
You can't really count NXT.
But WWE will tell you it's 3 brands because you have 3 definitely champions.
I'm not
You have
talking about
a champion
this.
for NXT, you have a champion for them. But technically, you would if you count NXT, you got 4.
That's why I'm not counting NXT.
But here's the question: which title is bigger, Universal or WWE?
WWE.
The WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
So technically, what they should do is they're going to have that kind of match, have the Universal Champion versus the WWE Champion. Winner of that match goes on to represent WWE.
They'll never do that. The reason why they'll never do that is because either one of them would look weak if one of them loses. Like, say if it's fucking Big E and fucking Roman Reigns. Like, say right now, either one of them can't look weak. They can't.
So pretty much, it's like
got a
pretty
point.
much you could have It'd be like better off as a tag team almost, which shows what has 2 champions.
Kind of, maybe. Like I would say like put it to like a lottery system.
To where like you change it up a little bit, like each year, whoever was Universal Champion be the WWE Champion, and they take over.
No, not even that. Like, all right, so since they have, so New Japan has a United States Championship. New Japan doesn't have an Intercontinental. Okay, so if they could do something, you could have like the WWE's U.S. title versus New Japan's U.S. title. That champion versus champion match. You could have basically their light heavyweight champion versus the an Intercontinental or WWE champion. You could have like stuff like that. Like they're like you could have the tag team champions going like a triple threat fucking cage or something like that. You could have like the fucking it could be like the it could be endless, the fucking ideas and everything else like that. Where'd he go?
Hi.
Oh, man.
But see, yeah, I would like to see all that. I would like to see all these companies work together as one, but there's one problem. They all think that their stick is bigger than one of the others.
Who the fuck is gonna be carrying that big stick?
Well, Vince thinks he's got a big stick.
Uh-huh.
To be honest,
No.
listen.
Correction. He thinks he has the big kahunas. He thinks he has fucking grapefruits.
Well, either way, AEW thinks the same thing. Impact thinks of the same thing. New Japan think of the same thing. They all got the stick, and they're trying to out top the other. But what you're doing is, yeah, even though you're trying to shut down one promotion, but technically you're running yourself into the ground too, because that means you got to come up with more stories. That means you got to run your guys, you got to run your women, and you got to run them so far into the ground that they're not going to want to work with that promotion.
Or they get injured.
Look what WWE did. Look how many characters they killed. Look how many wrestlers. I'm sorry, these are not superstars.
Like that the damn.
You want to know what I'll classify as a superstar? The men and women who are fighting for my freedom, for me to do what I'm doing right now.
Like you said,
That they're my superstars. The fire, the police, EMTs, they're the superstars. So Roman Reigns and whatever you are is a performer. You're just a nothing doing a 9-to-5 job.
True.
So stop calling yourself a star because you're not a star. And if you want to bring up, oh, I'm a store because I got an action figure. Well, guess what? It don't take me much. I can go get me one done myself.
Come on, we can go to fucking Wrestling Tee that out in Chicago, Illinois, and we can get our t-shirts up on there. Come on.
I performed in the ring and all that. So that makes me a superstar?
You mean a superstar or you mean a stupid star?
I'm a superstar.
Because come on. Roman, you take Roman outside of the fucking ring in the bloodline, he's just an average fucking Joe.
Joe.
There's
He's an average
to be
fucking
honest,
Joe, you and I.
And to be honest, Roman wouldn't even know how to survive in the Indies.
Roman?
He wouldn't.
Roman wasn't even an indie guy.
The only ones that actually can really survive in Indies, you have the ones that are in there right now. You had Cesaro's. He can survive the Indies. You had Becky. Becky would survive the Indies. Seth Rollins. He can survive the Indies. You get these other people that are fed through the WWE, trained through the WWE.
Ain't nothing.
They ain't shit. Come on. Even fucking the Usos' cousin, who is in MLW, which is Major League Wrestling, he held the world title for over 400 fucking days. Or even longer. And he's in the Indies. They may say they got trained by their father, but his father running the promotion of the Indies. Those guys were trained in a WWE ring.
The Indies, I'll say it right here. Most of my training did not take place. Yeah, people. Most of my training did not take place in a ring. Most of my trainings, bumps and all that, was on concrete. So yeah, I know what it is, and I know what it takes to be into the business.
Look at
no
that for Paul. Paul did backyard wrestling. And for him, he did most of his hits on the damn freaking solid ground.
Flaming tables, off of decks, off of roofs, trampolines, concrete, dirt, sheds.
Sandbox?
No sandboxes. No.
Oh, you bitch. I guess me and you gotta have to have a sandbox match.
Wait, are you talking about a sandbox match? Are you talking about the little toilet sandbox match? Or are you talking about the square little box there where you jump off and all of a sudden you go head first into the dirt?
It all depends how we decide to write it out after.
Because you're going to get a little turtle. I know how to get one down the store for you. It'd be so cute.
See, I want to make a good point on something. It's guys like Paul and me who brought wrestling. Because wrestling came from the backyard where it was guys like us being bored out of our goddamn minds, being stupid and want to go, hey, yo, you do you mind laying on the ground while I climb up on this and I'll flip off and land on top of you? Oh, am I going to get hurt? You might not. Oh, okay, let's do it. And that's where the wrestling came from, because guys like us who wanted to be damn stupid. Most of us were drunk. Most of us were under the influence of smoking or whatever. But then again, most of us were just that damn stupid and still willing to do it regardless if we were going to get hurt or not. But it's us guys who did this. It's us guys who made this the sport. And for other people who don't know where it came from, is a disgrace.
What are you talking about? The people that don't know what they're talking about?
Exactly. If you don't know the whole if
Know what
and
they're talking about?
about the ring, the business, then don't speak because you don't know shit.
Right.
Oh,
But-
well, it's fake. What's fake? What, because we talk it out? But wait, so if me and Paul are discussing what we're going to do to one another in that match, he goes, oh, well, I'm going to throw you into the ropes. You're going to lift yourself up, and I'm going to hit you with a choke slam. Oh, I guess that choke slam is fake, right? I'm not going to really feel that impact as I come down, right? Bullshit. I'm going to feel it.
Right.
Just like if I go for a move and I one wrong slip, I'm going to feel it. Oh, okay, I did this 15 billion times, and 15 billion times it was perfect. But that 15 and 1 billion time, not perfect, and there goes my life. Or being paralyzed.
True. That is true.
BRB.
Jumping off of shit is painful, but kids play in sandboxes.
I want to play in the sandbox, but I wanted to have it filled with razor blades.
Razor blades.
Or I should say
That's a
barbed wire.
little extreme.
Extreme sandbox.
Damn, that sounds a little painful, don't you think?
Come on now, I'm Biohazard. There ain't no easy way.
Easy. You're saying you're easy? You're easy to get
No.
over?
Nope. The only way you'll get over, unless I'm pretty much cold and dead. Well, can't do that when I'm a chemical warfare, and they might as well say.
Chemical. There's no chemicals in this shit anymore.
I'm always toxic.
So you're like Britney Spears. You're toxic in a way.
I'm so not going to say nothing on that one. Because I know probably a certain someone's watching.
One of the owners.
I don't know who you're talking about.
And I know the owner will pop up will say something, and you know that owner will.
Well, Britney Spears came in like Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball.
and Paul comes back right into the middle of that one.
I came in like a wrecking ball. Oops, I wrecked that ball again. Did I blow my mind?
Britt says Biohazard is always lethal.
Yes, I am.
Lethal until he's proven guilty or innocent.
Nah, I'm always guilty.
So, as we go through, is there anything else you guys want to bring up before we say sayonara?
No more late. Yeah, you, bottom one. Yeah. Next time you late, it's 10 chest chops from the both of us.
That's fine.
How will we throw in Kingston in with the machine ones?
No.
No?
Trust me, no. He won't survive it. You won't survive it. And I know for a fact because I didn't even hardly survive it. You want to talk about gasping for air?
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers will drive me to the hospital if y'all try that shit.
True.
Kingston, trust me. And he'll tell you, do not hold your breath when he does it. If you hold your breath, you're screwed.
Uh-huh.
I work with this man. I got to see what this man does in the ring, outside the ring. And he's a straight up, down forward, cool dude. He'll tell you anything you want to know about the business. He doesn't have a problem answering questions. But if you're going to think that the business is a joke or a game, I advise you just to get up and run.
How fast did he have to run?
You better be out that damn door before the locker room stands up, because if the locker room stands up, you ain't going nowhere. Because that means not to know when, and Paul knows what I mean by when the locker room stands up. If the locker room stands up, that means you disrespected the whole entire company. And that means you're going to literally, it ain't going to be no fake. You're going to literally get your ass whooped. And that's one thing you never want done is the locker room to stand up, because they're all coming at you because now you're making them look bad.
Someone brought this up to my attention. They're saying there's a new guy coming soon. There's Black, Craze, and someone else. Do you know anything about this, Hazard? Paul? Do you know anything about that?
About what? No idea.
Apparently someone's trying to get something to come out.
Who are they coming after, or who do they want? Because if they want to try to come at me, I'm telling you now, you're the wrong one. And if whoever you are trying to come out against even my own other brothers and that, you're still dealing with the wrong one. So, whoever you are, make yourselves known, because it seems to me that all you want to do is hide behind a keyboard or some shit.
Who knows who it is? But without further ado, we have done our longest show of ever, which is a great almost 2 hours. We never done a 2-hour show. So, as I'm going to bring up the last time around, make sure you guys follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Well, Twitter is going to be a little bit hard to do because of the fact that we may not go on that. So, Twitter, I'm sorry. Unless you're a fans only person, fuck off. And if you're going on to, you want to stream us, find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And make sure you follow us on our page to get all the latest news of all your favorite wrestling. And yes, we may not follow all the indies, but at least you get your damn information that you want. And we all know you want the good shit. Especially from the facts from a man who knows in and out of the rings. And a man who knows how it feels to get hit on the ground, solid ground, and jumping off of shit. And a fan who's seen almost every wrestling matches from WCW to now. So, thank you all for watching the latest episode of the Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast. And it looks like we have one more thing being said by Bio.
Please, fans and viewers, please, let's send Ashley to Disney World. Let's please make this wish come true. It does not hurt to make a wish come true. It's only $5. It's only $20. It's not going to break your pocket. It's going to send a family to make a mother's dream come very true. So please, out of the greatness of my heart, please reach out, please donate, and please let's make this happen.
Do it for them. Do it for the family who's been battling by her side the whole time.
We got you, Ash. We got you all.
So make sure, he was telling them they were doing 50-50 raffles. Make sure this sale will end on December 14th. And Natalie, her daughter, will pick up the winning tickets, which, as he said, the prices of it, one ticket is for $5 each. And you have five tickets for $20. You can use the Cash App, which I did flash up on the screen, to do their donation. And you can add messages to it. Make sure you add your name to it and tell them that you heard this from the TWP, the Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast. So, thank you all.
All you YouTube goers, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit the bell to turn on your notifications, so that way we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Please, thank you for support, and please support the official release.
And make sure when you go on to Twitch, make sure you do follow our page so that if you're a Twitcher and to follow everybody, make sure you do like our page as well. Follow us to make sure you get all the latest episodes coming through. And without further ado, thank you so much for watching. We love you guys as our fans. Enjoy your night. Signing off, James Black, Biohazard, and Paul Miller. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye bye then.